So, today in Movies We Wish Were Good. Welcome, folks. I'm Jaby Koay, joined by ACHARA KIRK.
Hi there.
We're looking at honest trailers, Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. For the longest time, I kept saying Rise of the Skywalker, so much so that I have to read it out to make sure I don't get dyslexic and flip-flop. Thank you, Screen Junkies, for allowing us to react to this. Very much looking forward to this, and I'm hoping that you will give us a handful of guffaws.
From Colin Trevorrow, until someone saw the Book of Henry, and the director who's never seen a landing he couldn't not stick, comes the epic conclusion to The Force Awakens. Star Wars Episode 7.5, The Rise of Skywalker.
I got a bad feeling about this.
The Last Jedi asked you to forget everything you knew about Star Wars. So when some fans threw the kind of fit usually reserved for ethics in games journalism, Disney panicked and tried to mash the pieces back together in this hollowed-out shell of a trilogy that's missing any consistency in its plot, themes, or characters. Unless you fill in the blanks on Twitter, read all the novels, and happen to be running some Fortnite squads with the boys during the crossover event.
The day of victory is at hand. The day of revenge. The day of the Sith.
Oh, that's what the dead speak was referencing. Fortnite. Just like how Return of the Jedi revealed the second Death Star in Root Beer Tapper. When we left it, the Resistance was down to its last gasp, and the First Order reigned supreme. Now, stuff has happened, and the Resistance is back to fighting strength, while the First Order is taking loans from the rich old grandpa they don't call anymore. They'll strike a dark bargain with the only character left on the rotting carcass of the original trilogy, Palpatine. Or a clone of him that's rotting away, and Snoke is also a clone and he's being pickled? I don't know. Not super clear. The Emperor is enacting the same plan he had last time. Troll a young Jedi into striking him down.
Strike me down, and your journey towards the dark side will be complete. Strike me down, and my spirit will pass into you.
And when that fails, hit him with the old zap hands. But luckily,
The old zap
the same
hands.
Luke Skywalker who bailed in this whole mess also left a scavenger hunt to stop him, sending our heroes running to find the thingy
The location of the Wayfinder has been inscribed upon this dagger.
that leads to the other thingy
The Emperor's Wayfinder is in the Imperial Vault.
that leads to the bad guy.
She's going to Exegol. She's showing us how to get there.
While the First Order keeps sending them running whenever some character growth is about to happen.
There's an incoming destroyer.
Gotta go now.
Man, we're about to be cooked! We gotta go! They're coming! Come on!
Now, I've been thinking a lot about this film, and the biggest issue it has at its core is, oh no, TIE fighters! Everybody scram! All the new characters you still barely know after 3 movies have returned. Like Poe, who I guess was a smuggler at some point,
Your friend's old job was running spice.
completing his arc from Han Solo type to just Han Solo. Finn, who's still fighting against all odds to keep himself in the movie.
You need to go alone.
We go together. We're all in this.
Gotta go after her.
Maz Kanata, who snatched a medal out of Leia's cold dead hands just to please some 40-year-old fanboys. These poor schmucks, whose stories must have been cut for time. Kylo Ren, continuing the Skywalker tradition of being a genocidal death cultist who's redeemed by a single act of good. And Rey, who's taken Luke's X-Wing, his lightsaber, his book collection, possibly his childhood home, and his last name.
Rey who? Rey Skywalker.
Huh, was Rey playing the long game? Because I think Luke just got talented Mrs. Ridley. Don't like the newcomers? Don't worry, no one is ever really gone. Rejoin your old pals 3PO, Chewie, Luke, Leia, Han, and Lando, who are so sidelined at this point that one of them is fake memory wiped.
Memory restoration complete.
One of them fake dies. One of them thinks Last Jedi was for fake fans only.
The Jedi's weapon deserves more respect.
One of them dies from causing the fake death of her son. One of them died 2 movies ago and is so over this franchise, he wouldn't even get a haircut to cameo as a memory. And one of them is alive and well enough to seemingly hit on his own daughter.
Well, let's find out.
Didn't know that's who Janna was supposed to be? It was in the Rise of Skywalker visual companion book, idiot. You should have been reading that in between rounds of Fortnite. Call yourself a Star Wars fan. So strap in for a conclusion that brings so much new to the franchise. From the new Force powers that would have really come in handy for Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah.
To hammering it home that all these dead stormtroopers were actually kidnapped children.
Harvest more of the galaxy's young.
To finally seeing the Knights of Ren do absolutely nothing than go out like a bunch of weak-ass punks. And mercifully brings the new Star Wars cinematic era to a close with a sloppily constructed, hastily executed mess that managed to do the impossible. Unite fans who loved The Last Jedi and fans who hated The Last Jedi by pleasing none of them.
Yeah.
It's on fire! The whole thing's on fire!
Starring
Oh, we're using our made-up names. Then I am Rey Skywalker.
Huck Finn, Narco Polo, Gentle Ben, Use the Force, me, the only consistent character across all 9 films. Participation trophies.
Don't force so hard. You'll end up just like your brother.
An old man wearing the same outfit he had in his 20s.
Cut off my mane.
The Rocketeer. Rolling James Dio. Tony Sith cloned this in a cave. Bland Moff Tarkin. A rose by any other name would get to speak. How can I be a mechanic? I have no arms. Darth Sibelius. You know what's cooler than 1 Captain Phasma? 6 Captain Phasmas. And Rey's dramatic reveal phase. Star Wars Episode 9, The Last Star Wars. For a while at least. They really need to think this through. You know, I'm starting to think it's a bad idea for one studio to make every big movie.
I was cybernetically engineered to pilot a spacecraft. You were cybernetically engineered to be a douchebag. What'd you do to the droid?
What'd you do to the Falcon?
Falcon's a lot better shape than he is.
BB-8's not on fire.
What's left of him isn't on fire. On your left.
But there are more of us, Poe.
Who keep this?
For a second there, I was confused about the correlation they were showing between the two, and then I realized what they're saying. It's just basically the same formula over and over again.
I'm not gonna lie though, when that on your left moment happened, I was like,
No, well, in Avengers it was fine because you weren't seeing that all the time.
Yeah.
Even though there was an inkling in your system somewhere where you're like, I feel like they gotta come back.
Yeah.
I feel like they gotta return.
Yeah. We didn't believe it.
Yeah, but like the way they did that was really good because it was set up in such a way where you saw the main characters going through such massive failure that like that was all you were focused on until the characters came back. So it kind of caught you off guard.
Yeah.
Whereas in Star Wars, it was like you weren't invested. Like I wasn't invested anyway. When that scene finally happened, I felt nothing. I was like, well, that's the next step.
Yeah, it was like
plot.
I was just like, when are they gonna arrive?
Right.
Because I know they are.
And so it was just a lot of nonsense. And this honest trailer just reminded me how much of this like misdirect it was doing the entire time. It was like J.J. Abrams on coke because his whole thing is sort of misdirecting you. He did this. I mean, there is a genius to him that I have to acknowledge before I say anything else, right? Because I think he's a very brilliant guy.
Yeah.
But what they said at the top is true. Like he has a hard time sticking the landing because he doesn't actually know what he's landing. He's got this philosophy that someone taught him a long time ago, and he talks about. I saw it on YouTube a long time ago where he's got this mystery box. Right, and he's never looked inside of it. And the point is that you never get to look inside of it. You have to use your imagination of what's inside. And so it's
like Lost.
Yeah, so it's this perpetuating mystery of like, what is it? And that's basically what informs all of his storytelling is the what is it. And he does it but the thing is, with Star Wars, he didn't do it in the most elegant way possible. It was so in your face, like in Episode 7 when, I forget what the exchange was, but the little flat-faced creature was like, that's a story for another day. The one with the glasses, played by Nyong'o.
Lupita Nyong'o,
Lupita Nyong'o, yeah. Instead of just saying the information, she goes, that's a story for another day. It's like, why though? Why does it have to be for another day? It's so obvious what they're doing is kicking that can of information down the road. With Episode 9, it was literally like here to here to here to here to here to here, just to like keep you occupied with spectacle until the end of the movie.
I think it's hard as well because there's so much back and forth within the storyline. Like, it just didn't make sense anymore because it didn't feel like there was really a thread going through it because they kept changing their minds and like trying to satisfy the fans rather than just being like, okay, this is the story we're telling. So hopefully you enjoy it. Just let us tell the story.
From someone like me who was anxiously waiting for an episode 7 for years.
Yeah.
You know, and then to find out that it was sort of all just kind of cobbled together.
Yeah.
It not enough time was spent in developing it. It just is really frustrating, and it's because you got, from what I understand, there's too many cooks in the kitchen. J.J. Abrams did not want to sign up for Rise of Skywalker. He absolutely wanted nothing to do with it. He was going to sign up because they said that he would have more control. And apparently they offered him more control initially, but then that went away really fast. The thing that frustrates me more than anything in this movie, like, I can be fine with a lot of this, even though it's not great. It's Finn. He just makes me so mad.
I know.
He makes me so upset. Like, he's constantly shouting, and he's constantly useless. He's just so useless of a character, making dumb decisions all the time. I'm like, why are you even in this movie?
He's so useless that Rey was like,
yeah,
go away.
Exactly. And because like the scene when he's trying to get to her, I'm like, what do you think you're gonna do?
What do you think you can achieve? Like, this is a fight that you are not qualified to be in.
It's above your pay grade.
Like, just
why are you? And then she, like, literally, the whole adventure of him crossing that ocean to get to her was meaningless in the end because she just shoved him away. I'm like, why did we even spend any time on that?
Yeah.
That went absolutely nowhere. It was so aggravating. Like, they even showed it in this honest trailer where she's at the edge of the cliff and he's like, Ray! He's like jumping around. I'm like, calm down, guy. I'm sure she can hear you. She's got force powers, okay? Calm down. And I'm so glad they remarked on her because I didn't even consider that, but it is kind of hilarious. Like, her
the reveal face.
The reveal face she's always doing. It's the same face. And you know why? She did not like making this movie because she said somewhere, I forget where, she's like, after episode 9, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm like, damn, like you got some like clout, don't you? Like, you could just walk away from this. Me personally, any one of us, right? We would want to keep making Star Wars movies as long as we could. Like, that sounds great.
Yeah.
She's not a fan. And she obviously wasn't a fan of how, I don't know. I'm not sure what her issue is, what her quarrel is with the films. I could,
she probably just doesn't want to get typecast as Rey forevermore.
Oh, good luck.
You know, yeah.
So
good luck with that.
But anyway,
right?
I mean, to be fair though, she looks just like what's her name from Pirates of the Caribbean?
Oh, Keira Knightley.
Keira Knightley, who was also in episode 2. Right? That was like her first movie, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was one of her earlier movies. Yeah, playing.
How fitting. She looks just like another character in another Star Wars movie. Yeah, she has that Natalie Portman face.
Exactly, and that's exactly what Keira Knightley was playing in that movie.
Exactly.
She was playing her double,
So she'll be fine.
Yeah.
So I don't, even if she made 10 more Star Wars movies, I'm sure she could branch off and do other things. I feel like this Honest Trailers was really good because it made me laugh a lot. There have been some Honest Trailers that didn't have me like guffawing, you know, and where I'm just like, no, that's a thinky laugh.
Yeah.
Whereas this was actually making me laugh. It's probably in form of the fact that I was so frustrated.
Yeah, you've got so many feelings about this movie.
A lot of people do.
Makes sense.
I mean, it is kind of hilarious that episode 9 united the fans who hated and loved episode 8 because everybody
hated it.
It's just so frustrating because you know what disappoints me more than anything is that the original cast is like older, one of them's dead, you know, and it's like you've only got so much time left with those people and so much interest left in them to keep doing this stuff. So you're not gonna get Mark Hamill or Harrison Ford back to do another Star Wars movie ever. This was it. This was your shot to do it. And it's squandered.
Like, there's no room for a Star Wars geriatric edition?
I would watch that. That's what I wanted, to be honest with you. I just wanted the original. I didn't care about this other stuff that they tried to like shove in here. I would have been fine watching. I think a lot of people would have been fine watching the original cast. I think that would have been actually an interesting story. And
it would be like, what's that one? The Expendables, but Star Wars version?
Yeah, sure. Sorry, my mind went to somewhere else for a second because I was thinking about the split that's going on right now, that's been going on for a while. You know, you have the films that are catered more towards younger actors,
right,
and the films that are have all the geriatric actors still holding on to their former glory, right? I mean, Sylvester Stallone, he did Rambo again, right? I mean, you have these actors who are continuing to do these. Indiana Jones, there's going to be another one, I think.
Really?
Well, I don't know now, given the state of, the world, but...
Yeah, we got to take care of our older actors, too.
Prince Charles has it, by the way.
He does?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, by the time this video comes out, who knows if that's relevant anymore. My point is, you had films that were focused on older actors reprising their former glory. I didn't see an issue with continuing that trend with episodes 7, 8, and 9. I think that would have been fine. Yes, have their children in there and whatever, but have a strong emphasis placed on these older actors. I thought that would have been really fun. Anyway, before the garbage truck makes a bunch of noise, we're gonna conclude this video. Thank you so much, you guys, for hanging out with us. Thank you, Screen Junkies, for allowing us to react to this. Check out ACHARA KIRK on the social media. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell icon so you get notified every time we drop another video. I'm Jaby Koay. This is
ACHARA KIRK.
Peace out.